Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Morrison shrugs off Buffoons Sledge from NSW Anti-Corruption Watchdog Commissioner Scott Morrison has shrugged off a frank character assessment from one of the commissioners of the New South Wales Anti-Corruption Watchdog, who labelled critics of his organisation as buffoons. On Monday, outgoing NSW Independent Commission Against Corruption Commissioner Stephen Rushton took aim at people who have described the agency as akin to a kangaroo court. He did not expressly mention the Prime Minister, although Mr Morrison has repeatedly uttered the phrase in condemning the NSW ICAC's use of public hearings as part of its investigations. "I stand by what I've said about why I don't think that model is a good model for the federal jurisdiction," the Prime Minister told reporters in Adelaide. "He can say whatever he likes. I am not easily offended. I think you've learned that about me. He is free to disagree with me if he wishes. I just don't think that their model is the right model at a federal level." Mr Morrison's criticism of the NSW ICAC has focused on the treatment of former State Premier Gladys Berejiklian, where details of her relationship with then MP Daryl Maguire were aired during public hearings. The Prime Minister's proposed model, the Commonwealth Integrity Commission, CIC, operates behind closed doors. It has been criticised by federal Labor and integrity experts as being too secretive and lacking the teeth to effectively deal with corruption at a national level. Mr Morrison has refused to introduce the legislation to Parliament, arguing Labor's refusal to support the bill was the reason for the delay. That is despite legislation routinely being debated without the express prior bipartisan support. Deputy Liberal leader Josh Frydenberg refused to use the kangaroo court phrase when questioned on Wednesday morning. Mr Frydenberg is facing a challenge from independent candidate Monique Ryan in his Melbourne electorate of Kooyong. Establishing a National Integrity Commission is one of the key issues Dr Ryan is campaigning on. Although Anthony Albanese has committed to introducing an ICAC within the first 6 months of a Labor government, Barnaby Joyce does not think many Australians will care, and Scott Morrison says it is now off his agenda. "Read more. I would use different words," Mr Frydenberg told the ABC in response to questions about the Prime Minister's kangaroo court descriptor. "We'll all use our own words to explain our own positions. I think the NSW ICAC has produced results where good people have left office without convictions being made and without huge amounts of evidence." In an interview with the Sydney Morning Herald and the Age newspapers, Mr Morrison warned of unintended consequences of an ill-thought-through integrity commission, which were very dangerous. Space to play or pause, M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. Labor seized on the remarks, arguing it was evidence the Prime Minister had never intended to follow through on his 2019 election commitment to establish the Commonwealth Integrity Commission. "This Prime Minister just dismisses any integrity issues," Labor leader Anthony Albanese said. "What is very clear is that if Australians want a National Anti-Corruption Commission, and to clean up politics, they need a Labor government to do so." Labor has committed to establishing a watchdog within 6 months of winning government. In a rare moment of cross-party praise, Mr Albanese noted the New South Wales Premier's warning that the Prime Minister's comments had gone too far and risked undermining public confidence in integrity agencies. Dominic Perrottet, the Premier of New South Wales, has also stood up to Scott Morrison on this issue, and I give Dominic Perrottet absolute credit for doing just that, Mr Albanese said. Labor has committed to establishing a watchdog within 6 months of winning government. Space to play or pause, M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. Ask us a question or share your story. All fields are required unless marked optional. Posted yesterday at 8:14 p.m, updated yesterday at 9:55 p.m.